But then by 87, Supreme ends up going to jail.
Yeah.
And when he goes to jail, Prince takes over the organization?
No, he took his side of the organization.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? We are one, but he took, you know what I mean? Me and Justice handling all the Supreme business outside at that time. You know what I mean? Prince took care of his business. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, from what I understand from reports, that became a very bloody time.
Yeah, it did. But see, people don't really understand, like, you know, you got guys that they make up stuff, man. They make stuff up, man. They make stuff up. And some stuff be true, some don't be true. You know what I'm saying? You know, me and Prince, we lived together. The whole time he was home, me and him lived in the same house. We lived together.
Okay. Because, I mean, well, according to reports, they were saying that at least 8 murders were ordered during that time. You don't have to comment on it, but this is what the reports were saying. And by late 87, Prince actually ends up getting locked up as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets a bunch of charges.
Yeah.
How were you dealing with that during this chaotic era? You know, Supreme locked up, Prince locked up. Like, obviously there's a lot of heat on you because you're affiliated with all these guys.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Vlad? When they say music soothes the beast and music soothes everything, in sports, you know what I'm saying? Sports the same way. Me and Josh started throwing basketball tournaments for money, you know what I mean, for different crews to come and play us. Like Rich Porter, Al Porter had a crew, you know, AZ and them had a crew, Eric B. and Rakim had a crew, you know what I'm saying? I used to bring Albie Shaw and Slick Rick in the park. You know what I mean? Albie Shaw came in the park one year, he had to leave, you know what I mean? So I was channeling it with that. With all the backlash we were trying to get, I was channeling with basketball, music. Salt-N-Pepa was in the park with me. Like, you know what I mean? I was doing different things for the community, for everybody else to, you know, take that away from the team. You know, what they were saying we was doing was bad. You know what I mean? 'Cause I know me and my man Just is good. You know what I mean? What they said about whoever, they can say it. You know what I mean? But as far as we go, like with the bus trips and helping kids go to school and all that, that's what we was doing. Prince Supreme was doing it too. You know what I mean? They were doing the same thing. They took care of the community. That's how I learned it from them two guys. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they older than me, but I also learned from them too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't take nothing away from them. You know what I'm saying? They took care of the community. So whatever people say about them, you know, they say things about everybody. They say things about me that I know ain't true, but they say it. You know what I mean?
Well, that same year, you had a guy that was working for you named Corey Pegues.
Yeah.
He ends up getting into it with a guy on the block. And, you know, the guy ends up basically, you know, telling him to get off the block. And he you know, he can't sell there anymore, you know, and embarrasses him in front of everybody. Corey decides to go get a gun and kill him. He runs up on him, puts the gun to the guy's chest, presses the trigger, not realizing the safety's still on. Presses it again, it still doesn't go off. Then the guy pulls out a gun, starts shooting at him. And then at that point, Corey goes on the run. How were you reacting to that? Because you knew Corey and you were connected to his whole situation in a way.
Yeah. All right. That story, that happened with Corey on the north side, away from us. That's when he got down with me. After all that, what he did with that guy over there, whatever they had going, he needed the, you know what I'm saying? He needed the muscle. So he came over to me and I put him to work. You know what I'm saying? That story right there. But what happened with that story was something happened amongst our family and a certain guy put a gun in his hand and said, when we get in the spot, you're going to kill him. So, but I seen his face. I'm looking at him. I'm like, I just got him over here. I said, this dude ain't ready for that. I said, I can't get him involved. But so I'm going to go with him, with you, and then we all going to go together. So we happen to go together, and we get in the spot, and I'm like, man, please don't find this dude, man, because I don't want my man, you know what I mean? So after that, I'm looking at his face. He's nervous. He's walking, his legs is shaking. He's like, man, I ain't never killed nobody before. So he as he walking, we don't find the dude. Corey leaves and don't come back. He joins the army. He goes join the Army. Then he joined the police department after that. So I was like, my dude was really, really scared. Like, he really was like, I ain't with none of this.
Yeah, I mean, we did an interview with him.
Oh, you did?
And yeah, he ultimately became a cop. And then later on, he finally, after he retired, he revealed that he was part of the Supreme team and everything else like that. And there was a lot of backlash. They're calling him a thug cop and everything. Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy story.
I mean, they got mad at him because he told his truth. Like, you know what I mean? If you got a truth, it's stuff that we all got going on that we regret that we shouldn't have did it. Well, I'm quite sure he wish he wouldn't have did it. But he grew up like we all grew up in poverty. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to make you some money to help your family. You know what I mean? And he got caught up, and then he learned, and he went to the Army, and he came back as an officer.